3,
what age.
2, 1. Okay, yeah, sorry about all that fucking shit. I'm late. Everybody, thank you for tuning in again to a wonderful episode of Padeo Time Video Moments. This is, as you guys know, JT. And if you watched the episode with Mr. Myke DeDe, Myke's back. I wanted to get the boys on because everybody was like, dude, Myke's awesome. Myke's a funny guy. So we love JT. And you're fine, too. So I wanted to do a full 360 with the boys. So you were saying your mother marched for civil rights.
Yeah, she was.
And now she's racist?
She went to high school in Jackson, Mississippi.
Yeah.
And she was doing interracial
pornography.
High school clubs the year before segregation ended.
Yeah. Okay.
She was about it. Jackson, Mississippi, super about that life. And now she's just like, she got into Reagan when Reagan got big in the 80s. It's funny to see that dynamic, how they changed. Yeah, but we're all going to change, baby.
My mom, she wasn't allowed to have black or brown boyfriends. And so I think to overcorrect on that when I was younger, she would be like, we live in a Hispanic area, and she would be like, if you ever want to date a Mexican, like you can, it's fine.
Just tell me.
You ever want to dip your toe?
She was like, your grandmother never let me have Mexican or black boyfriends. She said I couldn't come home. So if you ever are attracted to a black girl, and I remember like 10 years old being like, what's happening?
What do you want me to do to her? What are you planning?
Dude,
as a parent to be like, I want to give my kids all the things I never got as a child. White pussy.
Your dad's like, let me tell you, young blood, you're going to love this shit.
Disney World.
That's awesome. Yeah. I remember when I was a young boy and, trying to date around the South, growing up in the South, you will inevitably meet one of those dads that's like, whatever you do to my daughter, I'm going to do to you.
Jackpot.
And I remember thinking like, you're gonna jack me off at the park while we listen to like Sum 41. I mean, I'm in 8th grade in 2007.
You're gonna finger me till I pretend to come?
Yeah.
Are you serious right now?
You're gonna
with
smoke
movie popcorn butter on my hand. You're gonna do that?
Yeah. We're gonna watch across the universe, and I'm gonna finger you until you're like it's not gonna feel good because I'm 13 years old. I don't know what's happening.
Dude, fingering was so cool, man.
That was the thing, man.
That was so cool. I live for a good finger session. That was,
When you have
Beethoven on that bitch.
Oh, hell yeah.
Just riffing on that pussy.
You have absolutely no idea what's happening, what you're doing. Not,
I do, baby. I'm playing bowl and ball.
Yeah.
I'm rolling 300.
A lot of girls are like, guys don't know, guys can't find the click, guys don't know how to pleasure a woman, but like, do you really want? I mean, think about how irresponsible it would be for me to be in middle school knowing how to work the clit. Oh my God. The power I would have? Jesus Christ.
Also, it's a two-way street. Like you, that's the cliche that you hear where it's like, men don't. But have you ever, I was absolute, dude, I had a rule, like until I met my fiance. No hand jobs. We're not doing this. You
That's
don't.
A law, no hand jobs?
When I was in college, like.
I had to bring the heavy fist down on all these hand job hoes, grabbing at me.
Okay.
Hey, you know the law, baby.
No, I just mean I wouldn't be like, hey, you're breaking the ruls. I'd be like, I don't want to do, I don't, if we're going to fuck around, like just, and then I would have to explain like, look, you know how men suck at sex and we're bad and that's the big joke. Okay, that is true. I'm going to not do a good job later. You don't know hand-wise what's happening. I've been jacking off for 10 years at this point. You're going to fuck the game up. It's not worth your time. This I can't do this. You know what I mean? That was my rule. And then, why would I subject myself to like a,
It's like the Suzuki method when you play violin, and it's
What's
like
that?
you do the same song 10,000 times so you can play it perfectly.
Hold the mic up to you, yeah.
And it's
sorry.
dude, I've Suzuki method the way I come with my hand.
Yeah.
Down to a science. Like,
of course.
I couldn't tag anyone else in, and they would do a better job. If we're talking hand jobs, baby, call in the big. I know.
I've had one. I do know one girl who gave me a better hand job than I give myself. No. It was just she's a friend, and we were hanging out one time, and
Really good friend.
yeah, really good friend. We're hanging out, and shit popped off, and she was just like, I don't know if I want to go all the way, but like, I think I'm really good at hand jobs, and I was like, I think you're just saying this to no, she was amazing.
That's awesome.
She was fucking. I think about it to this day.
A hand job was that good?
I literally sometimes I hit her up. I'm like, that was fucking nuts. By the way, like
The
that's
hand job.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was insane. I mean, dude, the fucking technique and shit.
One time I got a hand job that was standout, but it's because I was in the passenger seat and she was driving. And
that's
I'd taken
cool.
like 3 of those gas station pills.
Hell yeah,
I was
brother.
like absolutely yacked, like vibration, like I had goosebumps all over my body.
Fuck,
and
man.
I was rock hard, and it didn't go away, and so she jacked me off.
Beautiful.
And so it was less of a good hand job and more of just a good experience.
A necessity, yeah. This is like draining.
Necessity.
This is like draining a wound at this point.
My ball's too heavy. You're gonna need to pull over and take care of me.
That's so funny, dude.
The law.
The law is in town.
You know Jake's law. Pull over. We're in Jake County now.
Listen here, sweet thing. Yeah.
I worked with this celibate guy when I was like fucking 21, and his name was Nick, and he sucked. Mm-hmm. And he had a Christian girlfriend he lived with, and he would always talk all the time about how they're celibate, but how she'd make him come through over the pants hand jobs.
Beautiful.
Cool.
And he was like fucking 25 years old,
Pretty cool.
talking about how good the over the pants hand job was, and I was like, I don't think he knows how fucking kinky this is.
Yeah.
Like he's absolutely on his like edging fucking good boy ass celibate shit, fucking one step away from wearing a little chain around his penis, and he thinks he's just a good boy. I'm like, dude, you're kinky.
That's so funny,
Dude. Whenever I would like meet somebody who was in college that would be like I feel like we're all around the same age. I was in school. I was graduating college right around the time that the concept of the volcel, like voluntarily celibate, would come around.
Yeah.
And I would be like, and people were like, oh yeah, I'm just like I'm not having sex right now. And I'm like, in my mind, I was like, do you work in a monastery? You're in Austin, Texas. You're 21 years old, and you're like, yeah, I'm just focusing on other things. What? Your business degree? If a guy's like, yeah, I'm celibate right now, and then I find out he's like he's a fighter, he's trying to get to the UFC,
yeah,
or you know what I mean, or
you need your spirit for
right.
that. Everyone agrees with that.
Right.
Everyone agrees.
Or you're
with
like,
that, yeah.
oh, you know what? I'm like an addict. I'm like in meetings. I'm not fucking right. Like, okay, I get it. But when you're like, yeah, I would like, yeah, you know, I'm just, I'm like just celibate. I'm just focusing. Like, we would talk about like, oh yeah, no, my girlfriend or whatever. And I was like, yeah, I'm just like not dating right now. I'm just trying to like lock in. And you're like,
nice.
Lock in on what?
Yeah, it's pretty gay, dude.
Studying finance?
I'm sorry, dude. That's just pretty weird, man.
I'm acting like this is a pandemic. It was one guy I knew in an economics class.
It's a pandemic.
That is, dude.
He's like,
if one speaks on it, there's 10 that were silent.
That's true. True.
You think about it, every gay guy you know is really successful, and every gay guy you know is fucking 4 times a day, probably. Yeah. You know, like
yeah.
So I think coming is good for you. I think you got to get your rocks off.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of like, you know, this conservative thing where it's like, oh, gay dudes are gross, and it's like, no, dudes are gross. Mm-hmm. They just found out they could have sex with each other. Yeah. And there's women that are that type of horny, and they are locked down quickly.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. There's women that are like dude horny. And it's like they're rare, but every dude is dude horny.
That's the problem with I do think that is the problem with gay guys. Is not that they're gross, it's just that there's no women to stop them from.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because like here, you tell a girl like, oh yeah, I want to. Can you walk in and like get doggy style and just put it right in? You're like, no, but.
What are you talking about?
2 guys like, dude, that's pretty funny. Yeah. I know. We're trying to be time efficient. I get in and out. You know, like.
I worked with this dude named Darren, and we went and got drinks after work one time.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, man, I had the craziest weekend last weekend. My boyfriend chained me up to a tree, and these guys ran train on my ass, and I couldn't stop them. And I was like, oh, my God.
What the fuck?
And he's like, no, it hurts so bad. And I was like, oh, my God, Darren, I'm so sorry. And he's like, no, I signed up for it. You can wear wristbands on what you want. And I wanted no one to stop and no safe word. And I was like, oh, my God. I was like, you've come too much, my man.
Yeah.
The serotonin has leaked into your brain to where you're like, yeah, dude, maybe just tie me to a tree and I could almost die. He's like, oh, I took tons of GHB that night. And I was like, oh, good. Oh, good. I was so worried about you before you told me that.
Those are fun. The podcast Seeking Derangements, shout out Jacques and Ben and Hesse. We do their shows sometimes, and there's 2 gay guys and a woman, and they were talking about Sniffies, the app, and me and Thomas come from like...
What's Sniffies?
Sniffies is like insane grinder, dude. It's like no loads refused, cum dump meetups. Like I'll have my ass in the air at a Best Western off I-35. I'm not asking questions. I will be blindfolded. 15...
Dude, my bro went to a 40-plus dude orgy. Yeah, 40 dudes. I was
It's
like, dude,
only
that
gay,
smells
though?
disgusting. I'm pretty sure it's only gay.
Yeah. Why,
Ladies.
ladies.
If you want to have sex like that with women, feel.
Oh yeah. No, I'm
the Austin subreddit is pretty crazy too.
Okay. Well, that's me and Thomas are coming from like profound, like repressed religious upbringings, and so we were joking like during the episode when they were one of the hosts was talking in depth about this, and me and Thomas were like, "Hey man, I need you to stop talking like this because you're making me homophobic." I'm a progressive guy, but I had to do a lot when I was a teenager in my 20s. I had to do some work to get there because the way I was growing up is that you guys were all going to die bad in hell forever, and I had to reframe my thinking because I don't like that. It makes me feel bad. But you're telling me that there's a dedicated app for a guy to wear like a dog harness, and you can turn his ass to Swiss cheese for 12 hours. You guys, stop. This is what Fox News thinks you guys do all day.
I remember like 2018, I was on like Austin fucking random acts of blowjob or something like that. And there was this girl that posted, and she was like, me and my boyfriend are going to be in town. We're going to go to this hotel, and I'm going to try to suck as many dicks as I can in front of him. And wonderful. I signed up, got approved, went to the hotel, but I went too late, and I watched videos after. Really happy I wasn't able to make it. I was out of my mind horny. The definition of down bad. Yeah. And I went to that hotel thinking, I'll get my dick sucked by a crazy internet woman. And I showed up too late. I missed the blowjob fest.
Missed the blowjob. Dude, showing up late to the suck fest. That's
to the suck
Smart
shack.
Guys were there early. Smart guys were like, dude,
they camped out like it was a premiere of Revenge of the Sith. You know, they're in character. Hey, I was saying this about the Epstein stuff, about how like we're never gonna get the actual Epstein files because Republicans have like no moral compass or whatever. But they are homophobic. So if we want to get the Epstein files, we got to start a rumor that Trump was just getting fucking split in half on that island. Dude.
Yeah.
Just railed.
He's bottoming.
Railed, dude. Filled to the brim. You know?
I like sometimes I feel like I'm crazy because it's like with the Epstein thing, I'm like, does anybody think that you're going to get those answers from the current system we have? Nobody's releasing it. Nobody's doing. You're never going to get answers on that, like at all. People are like, "Well, the Democrats are going to release it," and I'm like, brother, so many of those motherfuckers were there too.
They would rather fight and die than release it.
I feel like
go to war.
I feel like Trump is definitely in it, but he's probably doing like very unorthodox shit. You know,
if you ever owned a teenage beauty pageant,
you're
good
sick
with execution. Like there's no person who owns a teenage beauty pageant that's like, I just like their personalities. I want to see them grow as women.
Teenage beauty pageant.
A Miss Teen USA. Someone said I had Miss USA, and then Trump said, "What if we made them teens? What if we brought the hot ones instead?" And they're like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "No, Miss Teen USA, the hot ones."
Well, seeing as like the MAGA dead enders, dude, they're like the mental gymnastics have reached like a critical point where even some of them are now like, well, who amongst us wouldn't go to a private sex island? I've seen a couple takes from like really hardcore guys. They're like, we need to move on. We need to handle these mass deportations. Like, we need to trust Trump. He's the best president.
16-year-olds are practically
right. That people are like, you know what? Now that I think about it,
when I was 16, I was fucking an adult.
Yeah.
You know what sucks about all this is Diddy. Diddy was just fucking having regular orgies by himself. Like they got those tapes, and he wasn't blackmailing people. He was just eating his own cum off of his chest.
Nice.
And the FBI came in and seized that. They showed it to the jury. The jury saw it, and they were like, "This is just weird sex."
Well, didn't he? But hold on, I'm with you on that. But didn't he also like orchestrate bombings and killings? And stuff?
That's the thing. He should be in jail for that stuff. No, for
okay.
Sex stuff. Yeah.
I thought you were on a free. Diddy
no. He should be in jail for all of. He beat a woman. He tried to kill Kid Cudi.
Yeah.
Beat another woman. Then tried to kill Kid Cudi again.
Yeah.
Traumatized his dog, but. He
whatever
just has.
He did to Justin Bieber too.
Yeah, whatever he did to Justin Bieber. He did. I think Usher did something to Justin Bieber. I'm just starting
for sure.
But as far as the sex stuff, he was just a guy who wanted to. He was a cuck, and I think society isn't. We're pretty progressive, but we're not black guy getting cucked progressive. You know what I mean? Like,
I want to live in a world where a black man can watch his black wife have sex with a white man in front of him.
Can I get an amen? Can I get?
We're not there yet.
Yeah. You know? We're not French.
We got close under Obama.
We got close.
We're not French. Yeah, we're not. Yeah, we're not that sexual.
Please have sex with my wife.
Dude, they're trying. Yeah, like I feel. Part of me feels bad in the sense that like if you have like the mental capacity of like a dog, and you believe that there was some justice going to be served on this, and you voted for Trump specifically because of that, and people are like, oh, like I wish I could take my vote back. Like he's just as bad as them. Like we understood that, right? It's all a dog and pony show. But like I will see people be like, I really believe that Donald Trump wasn't a pedophile, and it's like, dude,
he was probably the chief pedophile. He was probably the one during their off weeks that was like, "Are we got anything planned this week?" He's like, "Dude, no, they have school."
Yeah.
Do you remember on TV years ago where he was talking about his daughter? He's like, "Yeah, if he wasn't my daughter, I'd date her."
That was there's a 13-minute long montage about how often he talks about wanting to have sex with his daughter. 13 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, look, one of those planes that has a sign tied to the back.
Oh,
I haven't seen one of those in so long.
Just says the N-word.
What does it say?
So they got my text.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Let's do that for Cameo.
Dude,
I tried to buy a Cameo off of some rapper. I don't remember who it was.
Yeah.
And I was buying it because I got scammed on some clothing app, and the guy didn't send me my clothing. And so I was like, hey, will you make a video about this guy scamming me? And he said no. He goes, no, man, I'm not here for that type of nonsense. I was like, whoa.
You're on Cameo, brother. This is the exact type of nonsense you signed up for.
I was going to give you $200, man.
Yeah. People used to ask me on Cameo to make like full-fledged like songs. I would do this thing where I was like, any genre, like, you want like folk or like punk, but it has to be about like how your friend got cheated on by his wife. Like it has to be something that is bad. And I never expected to get requests, and they were rolling in. It's like one guy's like, yeah, his fiance of like 4 years cheated on him. Can you make like a punk song about that? And honestly, it was a lot of fun. I mean, and these are the type of friend groups that I understand, where like the worst thing in the world that can happen to you will happen to you, and your boys are like, yeah, your mom died in a car crash because she's gay. Your mom exploded because she's a whore, and she's
When my friend found his mom dead in the bathtub, dying of pills, we all said that she died because he had a gay mullet. He was like, yeah, she killed herself because your mullet was gay, Santino.
Dude, when my dad,
Dude, like the week she died, we were saying that to him.
We were your mullet, dude.
We do these like boys trips like once a year, and I remember my dad killed himself, and then like 6 months later we all go to Vermont, and we're like staying in these cabins up in the mountains. And my buddy lived in Massachusetts, so it was like, we were flying and driving. It was like a maybe 5-6 hour drive for him. He's already at the cabins, and on the drive up there, we were joking like, how long do you think it'll take Jay to say something about your dad? Because Jay is like a notorious like shit stirrer. He's the guy that's like, he's gonna like find something you don't like about yourself.
He's an instigator.
Yes, he's an instigator. And so I was like, dude, he's gonna drink a couple beers, he's gonna smoke a couple joints, and then he'll be like, your dad's a pussy because he killed himself. Dude, I literally opened the door to the cabin. He's like spread open on the couch with like 3 beers, like cans next to him. He's like, I heard your dad hung himself. You're gay. Like, you're gay. And I was like, damn, you're dude. Gay. Like, I've been in the house for like 2 minutes, not even. I was like, that's pretty impressive, man. That's a new record. I was like, fuck yeah, that's awesome. Wow. Having a friend group like that, I think, is a formative experience.
Yeah.
It's like
you need guys close to you to call you gay sometimes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like I've talked to Ashley about this. Like, she'll be like, oh, that girl, like, and we were friends in 7th grade, but she like started a rumor about me or something, and so we're not friends anymore. And I was like, dude, it's like the cliche of like, I have friends that I've like that have beaten the fuck out of me. Yeah. Like I have friends that have like, I've done them so goddamn dirty, and they've done me dirty. Like I was the guy who had the utilities under my name in the house, and I would take the utility money and buy fucking cocaine and pills with it. And they're like, hey man, how you doing? I hear you're getting married. That's awesome. I'm like, yeah, if you're gonna be at the wedding, brother, that's.
I remember in high school, my friend, I was talking to this girl I really liked, and my friend came and hit me in the balls so hard, like in front of her, that I had to like actually cry afterward.
Of course.
Nut taps big when you were young?
Yeah. What'd you say?
Nut taps?
Yeah, that was a big thing.
What the fuck?
But he got me. He got me flush on the balls. And I was wearing shorts, no drawers.
Ooh, you were free balling.
Free balling caught me.
Speed bags.
Never.
Yeah, right in front of her, and I was like, I hate you so much. And so for months, I've been planning the comeback. I'm like, I'm gonna get this guy so fucking good. And so we were both on the swim team. And so as soon as he finished his race, I got him. Fucking got Speedo, fucking hit him right in the balls. I got in so much trouble because the coach saw it, the parents saw it. They were just like, this is violence.
Yeah, we can take a step back. It is a pretty big deal.
We used to rile up these 2 autistic kids in the gym.
Before we
What
knew
did
they
you
were
play? John
autistic.
Cena's theme song?
Yeah. No, we were like, so they were both like anime autistic guys, and this isn't that nice. It doesn't matter. I hope they're both doing good. I think one of them is in prison, but it doesn't matter. We would rile them up because when they would fight each other, they would try to charge up like they had powers.
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
And so they would be like, and then just deliver the gayest punch of all time.
Yeah.
There's all that build up, and they would be like,
That's so
good.
Good.
It was so badass. And then I realized, like, oh, like I'm a part of the problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when I was in 8th grade, we had this kid named Brian Broom, and we would say things like, "Brian, I bet you don't know how to do karate," or "Brian,
of course.
I bet you don't know anything about American history." And he would get so worked up that he'd start hitting his head on his desk.
What the fuck, man?
And we would also get him to show us his katas at lunch.
Oh, of course.
And
That's
we'd pretend
amazing.
like we were into it, and then right at the end, we'd start laughing at him. And it was horribly mean. But I mean, also, usually the kids that you're doing that to, they're either autistic and it's fucked up, or they're fucking weird, mean kids.
Yeah.
And it's like they're not pure. I'm not saying they're perfect victims or unperfect victims, but they're not. It's not this fucking. Oh, I'm the cool. I was not a cool kid. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't me in my ivory tower with all the pussy and weed I was getting.
Yeah.
Just having fun.
Yeah, I was a weird kid making fun of another weird kid.
Right,
It's bad,
yeah.
but
I have a theory that Stephen Miller, the head of policy, the crazy like immigration, like
Yeah,
white power guy.
just-
I have a theory he was one of the guys like in high school that was like, if you didn't stand for the pledge, he'd be like, guys, you have to stand for the pledge. What are you doing?
Definitely. Yeah.
What are you doing? You're disrespecting a country that
Yeah.
everything does for you.
I think as he grew up.
2003.
What'd you say?
Oh yeah.
This video from 2003, I saw it on TikTok.
What was he?
He is on some bus in, I think it's either Afghanistan or Iraq.
He's
It's
talking about
2003,
how
it's Afghanistan.
yeah, he's talking about Afghanistan, yeah.
Yeah, and he's with a bunch of soldiers, and he's like saying, we want to avoid civilian deaths, but what's even more honorable than killing someone is just torturing them.
Yeah.
And he's like, just cut off their hands. He's like advocating torture, saying it's it's better than killing someone.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll take them and just torture their people.
Yeah.
And Stephen Miller, and everyone's juicing him up. And
Oh, of
laughing
course.
and
He's,
loving him.
like, I have a theory, like,
Jesus.
Kellyanne Conway during Trump won, she was like a failed stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
And Sean Spicer was like I forget, he wasn't a comic. I think he was like an improv guy in college. I have a running theory that, like, Stephen Miller, I've seen that video. He was like, he was crushing the way you'd crush at work or something.
He was
Yeah.
Where,
right,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? Where he's just like, he's murdering, like, he's being the funny guy at school or at work or at the bus stop or whatever. I have a theory that we need to make a fake world for these guys where they can be actors or comedians or TV writers, because otherwise they get into politics and they start killing people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Kellyanne Conway, all these, like Steven Crowder, like Shapiro, like a lot of these guys, they're failed comedians or content creators. Everybody thinks they're nerdy gay guys who don't get pussy and belong in prison and they should eat out of a dog cage forever.
Yeah.
And they're like, wow, all I want to do is make people laugh and people to like me. But
Yeah.
actually people hate me and want me to get raped by bugs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to become like basically like the shittiest fascist of all time. And I believe under socialism, under a perfect communist American state, we pick one of the flyover states. I don't know, Kansas. You
Drop
just
'em
take
off.
Kansas and make a fake Hollywood there where they can all like suck on each other, because that's what they do.
It's like that city for people with dementia, where it's like they go to pretend restaurants.
Yes,
It's like
yeah, yeah.
that, but they're just like crushing at open mics.
Yes. You take guys like Stephen Miller and Kellyanne Conway, Sean Spicer, Steven Crowder, and you just have, and Kansas is this, because that's why they get into politics anyway.
They want attention. There's a lot of comics that do that now in Austin. Like, I feel like there's a good chunk of comedians who don't want to be comedians.
Yeah.
They just want an audience.
Yes.
And this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
this is how I get it. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
I can stand on stage and say shit and blah blah blah. Or,
Yeah.
It's funny because it's not how you're gonna get it.
It's not how you're gonna get it at all.
It's
Yeah.
not how you're gonna
Go be
get it. sir.
or go be a comedian like in Frog Balls, Arkansas.
Yeah.
Be the best crowd crusher in fucking like Tupelo, Mississippi.
I don't mean to double back, but did you know Stephen Miller is Jewish?
Yeah.
I didn't know they made him that look like that, man.
Yep.
That
Yep.
is-
Jewish, right? Isn't
No.
he curly hair in his
No, he has the
He's
head
bald.
the size of a melon, dude.
Yeah.
And he's got that, he looks like Megamind. He's got the V
You're
face.
like, there's no horns, no fangs.
No.
He's like,
It's always thundering behind him, though. That's pretty.
He also I have this thing where I'm like, look, the Nazis understood this, and so it was really the Italians understood it under Mussolini. If you're going to be a fascist, especially if you're going to be a fascist that's a front-facing one, you gotta look the part. You gotta look scary, or you gotta be a big son of a bitch. Like a lot of the guys that were around Mussolini, especially Franco, they were like jacked. Who was that Japanese fascist that killed himself?
The rip dude.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
absolutely shredded. Yokoshoki something.
Yeah, Yukoshoki. Perfect. I think that's...
Yokishato Matsuini.
They understood that, like, if you're going to be a dude that's like, yeah, all these people are weak and we got to kill them, you got to look scary, or your eyes, you have to have something about you. Like, Goebbels was like a weak, sickly guy, but he was like...
Demon.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every time I see Stephen Miller, I'm like, brother, you don't even look scary.
Yeah.
Also, he has Santa Monica
Feckless.
voice because he grew up there where he's like, he'll literally be on TV and he's like, so you think that they should just come over? You think that everyone should just be able to come over? And
He does sound like that SNL sketch.
Yes, yeah.
The Californians. He sounds just like that.
Yeah, he's like, we have to do what's necessary to secure our country. And I'm like, oh my God, I want to break your jaw. Not just because of your politics, but like...
He's a nerd.
He's a fucking nerd, dude.
Loser.
When one of these like Green Beret Delta Force guys says that shit, I'm like, all right, I know you could kill me with like a toothbrush. Like, I still think your politics are bad, but it makes sense. You got a big beard, you're covered in skull tattoos.
Yeah.
You're like, I killed a bunch of kids and I'd do it again.
You have PTSD from getting molested.
Yeah, right, yeah. But when Stephen Miller or one of these guys is like, they all have to go back. I'm like, oh, dude. Dude.
You guys seen the video of Ben Shapiro doing a review of Wicked?
Yeah.
That
He's
was like...
queening out for an hour.
It is absolutely like, bitch, why are you a fascist?
Yes.
He
He
oh
would
my
be-
God, go dance.
he
Like,
would be
what's wrong with you?
A reoccurring guest on RuPaul's Drag Race, and they would fucking love him.
Yeah.
Because not only is his politics uncreative and stupid, like in general,
Yeah.
but that made me go, oh, you are good at talking.
Yeah.
That's the reason that you have this whole fascisty show. You should talk about that. I would love you.
I would love to hear it.
I'd be the biggest fan. Oh, fantastic review too.
Yeah,
I
well,
think
like-
that's why I think a lot of them aren't. Their heart's not in it.
No.
You know, like Trump is popular because his heart is in it. He does not like Mexicans. He's had one policy for 10 years, and it's like there's too many of them. They're building the homes. They're moving in as soon as they build them.
Yeah.
Ethiopians, they're eating cats.
Yeah, he's like they're cooking eggs and they're putting them under their bed. That's why egg prices are expensive. They're making he hates them, but everyone else they're not in it. They're doing it to grift. You know.
Yeah. Well, like I think to the point of like what you like, Trump is a guy. I agree with you, but I also think there's a little bit of what we're talking about too, because he's a guy that loves Broadway. He's like a boomer from New York. Back then, you could be conservative, but also a little fruity. Like you could be a guy that you're like, I love Andrew Lloyd Webber. I love the ballet, and also I fucking hate Italians and Mexicans. They gotta go.
Yeah.
And now there's too much. Everything's too tribal. Like if you're conservative, you can't like musicals.
Well,
It's
racism was the glue that did keep America together. And I think that's why it broke.
yeah.
I think that was the
we
big.
beat racism.
Yeah.
Well,
That's the problem with America. Once we beat racism, we had nothing to talk about anymore.
I also think there's too much like there's too much of a character that everybody's playing where it's like one of the reasons that Trump is such an interesting figure is people project all the tough guy stuff onto him, but he is a New York Queenie real estate agent. Like when you meet a guy that does real estate, like just a friend of a friend, and you know he's got the North Face jacket on and the fucking Hitler Youth haircut, and he starts talking and you're like, oh, you don't want to sell houses in Travis Heights, you want to take dick, but you can't because your dad was like a governor of the South, or he was like the district attorney of Little Rock, and you're very religious.
So
you don't
you're in the
want
sauna
to
every
sell
day,
gentrified homes in Third Ward. You want to suck penis and take ecstasy.
Got a beautiful ranch house in Hidden Hills.
I think in Trump's case, because his dad was like one of those redlining rich guys that like literally was like not even like secretive about it in the 60s, was like, I hate them, they gotta go, they can't buy houses in the Bronx. He couldn't be a dude that like was on Studio 54 snorting coke and jacking guys off. He had to be like you're right, Daddy, I'm sorry, Daddy. I believe this about George W. Bush too.
Oh, George W. Bush should have been something else.
Rick Perry's
probably the gayest man I've ever seen in my entire life.
He's so gay.
You know how they have like, you go across cultures and they still, like, gay people still sound the same.
Voice, yeah.
They have like, I saw a deaf guy doing sign language, but he was doing it in the accent. Like, I can tell.
Yeah.
So, Rick Perry stands genetically like a gay man.
Yeah,
like when I see him before he says, I'm like, oh, gay. Yeah. Like, I don't know if y'all remember him. When he couldn't name the departments he wanted to list off, in that debate. He was like, I want to get rid of. He did it like this, and I was like, gay. This man is gay.
This is a homosexual dude. I had a professor that was my senior course. It was like political theory or something, and he was this tenured professor that worked at the Capitol too, as like a consultant or whatever. And I was in his office hours one time, and he was chill. Like he'd sit in there and we'd drink and talk politics or whatever. And we were both kind of drunk, and he was like, I'm gonna tell you something, man. Because we started about Rick Perry. He's like an old school, like Dixiecrat Democrat. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like not crazy left or anything, but just hates Republic. Like a Gavin Newsom. He's just still hates homeless people, but more than he hates homeless people, he hates conservatives.
I think that is my politics, so I like this guy hard.
DeDe's like, who? When do I vote? And he was like, I'm gonna tell you something about Rick Perry. So like, for like as long as he knew Rick Perry would be at a donor dinner or a gala or just out, because he met and worked with Rick Perry a lot. It's like a bipartisan thing. Rick Perry would have like 2 or 3 glasses of champagne and start doing the voice. Like he would not even get drunk, just a little buzz, and he would come over and be like, "How's everybody's evening?"
Well, literally same though. Like literally same.
Nothing better than having a little wine and getting a little fruity. Yeah. Come on now.
Well, Kyle, my friend Kyle was doing impressions of me the other day, and he just kept going, "I love it," like that, and doing his hand.
Yeah.
And then in response, I went like this, being like, "Oh, stop it!" And I was like, "I hate this. I hate that my 20s were working at a vegetarian restaurant where all my friends were artsy gay dudes." Mm-hmm. And now that's just how I fucking talk.
Man, dude, I've seen like 2 comments of our episodes together. It's like, who's this trans woman and this fag? Yeah. And I'm like, hold on a minute. I'm a straight guy with a fiance, and this is a straight man with a wife.
Straight enough to get married, baby.
Yeah, yes, sir. Let's go. Yeah, like he was saying that but he stopped doing the voice when he was running for president the first time. Like randomly, they would be hanging out. And like a big thing, and Rick would like get drunk and he'd be like, he's about to start doing the thing, and then he would come around and be like, hello. Hey, it's me, Rick Perry.
Very straight here.
Straight guy, straight politician Rick Perry.
It's like when W had to start doing a country accent and acting like he lived his whole life in Texas. And
motherfuckers from Connecticut.
Yeah, they're from Connecticut, dude. They're a crime family. The Bushes and the Prescotts are like the Bonanos and Columbos.
Yeah.
They're like an American crime family.
They invented the whole city of Dallas just to move oil. They're insane.
Yeah. They're also like all the bad stuff that people think they know, like, or that they know about the CIA was the Prescotts and the Bushes for the most, and the Dulleses.
Dude, have you read Family of Secrets?
Yeah.
Dude, it is the most. Bush Family of Secrets is this book where it just kind of lays out the business dealings of the generations of Bushes. It's just exactly what you're talking about.
It's so insane. They were like, oh, this president's corrupt. This president. I'm like, no, we actually had literal corrupt presidents. Yeah. You guys don't get it.
Crazy.
When like right around the time 9/11. Like before 9/11, when it was like we knew who Osama bin Laden was and all this stuff. Mm-hmm. George Bush, before he was like a big political guy, was a dude that was working with contractors in the Middle East to dig oil wells. Mm-hmm. And one of his biggest contacts was Osama's brother. Yeah. Because the bin Laden family were like the Kardashians over there. Yeah. And a lot of them got into law or local politics or like oil. And he was just the black sheep that was like, God, I want to kill Americans so goddamn bad. And the CIA hooked up with him, of course. But like they buried that so much. Like one of George Bush's biggest connections was
Osama's brother.
Osama bin Laden's brother. Yeah.
They even had nicknames for each other where they called that guy Bush bin Laden.
Yeah.
It was like they're buddies still to this day.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, it's so funny that like this is one of the reasons why I think
what was the only plane headed out of America? Was it so Osama bin Laden's family?
It was his his sister and his aunt. It was like all the female relatives in one guy.
The only plane that flew on 9/11 was Osama's people on their way out.
Yeah. Dude, you know who was supposed to die on United Flight 93?
Who?
Peter Thiel. He was another guy. So this just got
Peter Thiel flies commercial.
So at the time he was flying first class United. This was another thing that just came out. Like, so you know how Seth MacFarlane, all these weird celebrities, and it's like a conspiracy thing of like, oh, did they know? I believe in Seth MacFarlane's case, he's just like was an alcoholic dumbass and didn't wake up for his flight on time. But apparently there'd been a lot of work done to like hide the fact that Thiel was supposed to be on that plane that day, and he took a meeting and missed his flight. But Peter Thiel was supposed to be on the flight that hit the South Tower.
That would have changed everything, dude.
Dude, okay. This is going up on YouTube. There are people that I spend an inordinate amount of time thinking about torturing. I like during my work day, I'm like, it would be awesome to torture Stephen Miller.
Mm-hmm. If there was any just society, they would have him. They would have Stephen Miller, Jamie Dimon, fucking Peter Thiel strung up in Times Square.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
do you know what they did to Mussolini? They hung him upside down and they pelted his body with rocks till he fell apart.
Yeah.
And it's like, anyway, like when I found out about Peter, I was like, damn, this motherfucker's been playing the long game. He wants to build the thing from Minority Report, but actually go after minorities with it. You know what I mean?
Got some minorities report.
I got some minorities for you, pal.
He wants to do predictive crime policing using Palantir, but for brown people. And
I like the predictive crime. It's like, yep, I guess blacks are up to no good. That's my prediction.
He sticks his tongue. I feel like there's a black mugging around here.
I got a prediction to take. He pulls out those things that measure skulls. Some predictions around here.
Well, dude, like when he did an interview with Ross Douthat and he was talking about like how he doesn't think the human race should survive and all this stuff, I was like, dude,
God's gonna burn you in hell forever.
Our rich right-wing magnates of like the 20th and 19th century used to have a little bit. They used to have a little bit of fucking self-respect.
I want to pay for the poor people to do ballet.
Right.
Yeah.
Make a little orphanage that teaches them how to dance for me.
Do you know that story?
Show the blind kids Jesus. What?
How do we know them blind kids don't know Jesus?
I like the idea of Andrew Carnegie doing a black accent. Like coming home and being like, kids, I went just down to Mississippi and they got no running water.
I don't have enough money to talk like this.
The guy who made Spellman was Rockefeller's wife. He liked the lady who made Spellman so much. Like, teach the colored gals how to read. Go on and give them some books down there and some... I love running water.
There is a true story of the Kennedy patriarch, the main motherfucker, the first Kennedy. He goes down, this is early 20th century, I want to say, like right before the Great Depression. He and a couple other guys, they're like, this was when like they're building the freeways and highways and stuff and like interconnecting all of America. Well, they go down to Mississippi. And at the time, and still to this day, Mississippi was the poorest state, and it was bad down there. They didn't have running water. People didn't know how to read. It was like third world poverty. And the story goes that Kennedy, he's a blue blood, grew up a blue blood, had been a blue blood forever. He did not know that America had that kind of poverty. So he goes down there. And just like you were saying, he like sees all this stuff and it breaks his fucking heart. He goes home and then JFK, the OG JFK, and then RF, like all the boys and then all the cousins and stuff, they're like literally playing with like gold bars in the living room or whatever. He's like, you boys don't know how good you got it. I just got back down from Mississippi. They got black boys down there eating possums. Y'all are going to have to, like, he was like, that's what turned him like kind of liberal for the time is that he saw like black kids eating rats like in Mississippi or whatever. And he was like, he was mad at his own kids. He's like, you don't know how good you got it. Yeah. Or whatever the fuck. But then he just ended up like being more racist, but like in a way that was like, we're gonna teach him how to read.
Racism with extra steps.
Yes, yeah,
My
yeah.
racism is from the ivory tower.
Yeah,
it's actually quite smart.
Yeah. Well, nobles back then used to pay, like back in the like Renaissance era, you would pay. We have Michelangelo and Leonardo da Vinci because if you were like an Italian noble and you saw a gay guy running around town with cadavers and like weird drawings, you'd be like, I'm gonna pay that guy a bunch of money to draw my fat wife. That's how that shit worked. Yeah. And so now we don't even have that.
We don't have any cool billionaires. There's none.
None of them. No, the thing that we've lost, the recipes that were lost by the ruling class, is that back then you would fund the arts because you could attach your name to the Sistine Chapel. You could attach your name to the Mona Lisa. I funded Leonardo or Michelangelo.
Is there nothing else to fund?
You look in here, Mattress Mac.
That's true.
That is a man who uses his gambling for good.
I like Mattress Mac. As far as like just like I'm a rich businessman.
He's laundering money for all of Houston, but I love it.
Zero doubt. You can tell he's a criminal.
Dude, there was a rumor going around for a long time in Houston that like he was kind of associated with like gangs in some way.
He helps launder money for people.
Yeah,
it's like very apparent. Him, Joel Osteen is in on it. Also, there's some other people I'm not going to name because I know they probably watch me and they will kill me. But they all are in on it. Houston's a very corrupt city except for the politicians who are clean. It's a very ridiculous city.
That's interesting. Yeah, I've heard about Osteen that like. His whole like
they find drug money in his church every couple of years. A wall full of cash that he just has.
There was a church in our neighborhood that was like a middling mega church. It was like it took up like half of a city block. I mean, it was small, but it was pretty big. And this dude, it was like a local scandal. This like big fat black associate preacher guy. I don't know why I said big flat back like that. He was
you contextualize. Oh, you gotta go soon.
Yeah. Well, so like we do have to head out soon. He used church money to buy his wife a white-on-white Lamborghini Huracan, like the shit that Jordan Belfort had. And then when he got caught embezzling church money, his excuse was the Lord provided my wife, this Lamborghini, and the community was like, that's the money we give you to like build wells, and he was like, well, we do that, but sometimes
You got a little money.
and he spun it like this. He was like, don't y'all want God to bless you guys, right? And like I remember in my neighborhood, like it was like 2-3 weeks later, overnight, it was like he cast a spell on the people that went to that church. They were like, you know what, Pastor Anthony makes a point, He's got to, and I thought I need to become a preacher. I need to go to seminary.
What we call pocket watchers.
I think y'all got to go. This is gonna be a short one. We're signing off early because we got to go do some stand up. But
Crazy, you guys did the Hail Hitler salute. I
did this.
Oh,
We
okay.
saluted. Do you want to do the Hail Hitler? No.
Every day.
Bye, guys.
Can you play the Kanye song for the outro?
Oh yeah.